Hey guys, it's Mickey ASMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Tsukishima Kei ex-listener. This is it's titled Lifetime, and this is an angst story. Warning, this is sad as hell. I've read this like 400 times, and it gets me every time. So, yeah, I really love this story, because this author writes stories so good. They're also the writer of, 10 Stages of Me and You, which is my series on here. But anyways, that's enough with the video. That was a lot of intro. Let's get on with the reading. There's also a few lines that repeat a few times, so if that's too repetitive, I'm sorry. Was there a lifetime waiting for us in a world where I was yours? I forgot to mention, this is in Tsukishima's point of view. I forgot to say that. I didn't care much about other people. Friends weren't much of a necessity for me. I mean, I had Yamaguchi and one friend was enough. I didn't feel lonely, so why bother making more friends? But you were just so persistent. You tried so hard to get close with me, and the most annoying part was, you had no hidden agenda. You just wanted to be close to the whole team. It was too much of a goal, honestly. It was impossible to get along with everyone, and yet, you still wanted it. You were just as patient as you were persistent, and I couldn't really keep pushing you away, especially when you were a year higher than me. Sure, I wasn't the most friendly of all, but I respected my senpais. Paper planes and porcelain, smell of rain through the window pane. I have a lot of memories associated with you, and I hold them close to my heart. There's this memory that was completely simple, and yet whenever I think back to it, I find myself comforted by the thought before all the unpleasant emotions came after. We were on a bus that time, heading back to our school campus. It had been an hour already, but still, the rain hadn't stopped, and I couldn't get to sleep no matter how tired I was. The rain was heavy, and the sound of it coming in contact with the bus's roof made it louder than usual. It wasn't that distracting though. Honestly, you were probably the most distracting thing. In the sight of you, oh, were you a good dream. You sat near the window seat, just like me, opposite to mine and Yamaguchi's. Beside you was your bag. It was one of those days where you didn't really want to sit with anyone else, because of how stressed and tired you were. You juggled both schoolwork and manager duties while still in training camp. Honestly, it was honestly fascinating how you were able to handle all of that workload without fail. You could say I admired you for how hardworking you can be while being as nice as possible. I couldn't do that. Hardworking? Sure. Being nice? That was too much of a task for me. That's all it was supposed to be. Admiration. But things come, time passes by, and feelings develop. These are unavoidable. I was scared to lose you, but secrets turn into regret. Other than confessing, which is also nerve-wracking about liking a friend, is that once you admit your feelings for them, you might lose them. It was purely logical though. Even I would do that to spare the others from having to spend time with me as a friend when their feelings pushes them to want to be more. But still, these feelings are dangerous. Even while you're aware of all the risks, you can't help your mind from coming up with possible scenarios, and you end up getting lost in all your fantasies, amplifying all your what-ifs and making you regret never taking any chances. Buried feelings grow. Oh, you were a good dream. Here's the thing with secrets, especially when it's about feelings. When you have them concealed, they only become worse. And these secrets become little disturbances in your everyday life. You probably never noticed, but I had to distance myself a little. Well, knowing me, it probably wasn't unusual for me to be so silent, and it didn't catch your attention. Well, even while separating myself from you, my mind couldn't do the same. You kept coming back into my thoughts, and along with the desire to be with you, and the daydream of being yours. Was there a lifetime waiting for us? A world where I was yours? I never knew if you were joking, but you told the whole team that you wouldn't mind dating me when Ishinoya pointed out how much you took care of me. It took me by surprise when those words left your mouth, and it was hard for me to suppress the immense feeling of happiness that came over me at that time. I knew there was a bigger chance that you weren't being serious, but it had me thinking about what it could be like if you were. Was it wrong? Was it the wrong time? What if we tried giving a little more to the warmth we had before? Regardless of how I see you and you to me, we were undeniably close. You were probably the only person I would choose to talk to other than Yamaguchi if asked. It took me by surprise, to be honest, that we were able to get to that level of friendship, especially with how you were second year. You told me some secrets that you had never told anyone. It gave me great satisfaction to know that I was trustworthy enough to keep your secrets. Honestly, I loved hearing you talk about yourself. It made me feel like I was getting a clear glimpse of the world that you were in and a deeper understanding of who you are. There was a secret that you told me I wish I never found out. Tangled with another's eyes. Never mind, you were never mine. I expected it. You having a crush on someone. I expected it. Your crush on Suka-san. I had expected it. Honestly, the moment I found out, I wanted to laugh. I liked you, a second year, who in turn liked a third year. Maybe we were actually more alike than we thought. Although there was one thing you were able to do that I couldn't. Be upfront about your feelings. A glimpse of me and you. Oh, you were a good dream. You never hid it. In fact, you were extremely proud of it. The courage to be that truthful, I wish I had that. But I could never act the way you did around Suga-san. What could I do? What I could do was only imagine how it would have been if you felt the same way I did, and what it would all be like in an imagination of mine. Was there a lifetime waiting for us, in a world where I was yours? Then I found out just how close I was. I wanted to scoff at the person I was a year ago who told me, when you told me a little information before you went ahead and confessed to Suga-san on your graduation day. To you, it was nothing but a forgotten secret, but to me, it was a mischance, a passed-up opportunity, a regret I can never take back. You know what you told me? You told me the first time that you saw me, you thought I looked cute. I immediately dismissed the thought when you found out, but you immediately dismissed the thought when you found out my personality. But when we got closer, you somehow found yourself bringing back your first thoughts of when you had met me. But this was also around the time where you started liking Suga, making you dismiss those thoughts that you had. Once again. Was it the wrong time? What if we tried giving it a little more? Maybe. That's us. Just a maybe. Maybe we could have been together. Maybe I could have been the one bringing you out on dates. Maybe I could have been the one holding you in my arms while we watch your favorite movie for the 19th time. Maybe I could have been the one to comfort you as you finally break that forced smile of yours and show me how you really felt at the time. Maybe I could have been the one who comforted you when you found out you didn't pass the college entrance exam on your dream school. But I couldn't. Not when you had Suga-san, the person who was now the closest to you. I spent a lifetime waiting in vain, just to go back to the way we were before. All I could do was imagine possibilities. But then again, maybe we wouldn't work out anyways. But who knows, right? No one does. The path not taken will always be a mystery. You know, I'd be lying if I said I would give up the chance to go back in time and rewrite my decisions, to rid my regrets. At this point, I've went past liking you. I'm undeniably in love with you, and all my what-ifs about you. There's nothing I'd want more than to tell my first-year self to take a shot, but those thoughts are selfish, and most of the time, being selfish comes with a high price. Besides, if you're happy now, then honestly, maybe the chance to rewrite the past wouldn't be worth the exchange. Was it the wrong time? What if we tried giving it a little more? Fantasizing was a way of coping with a broken heart. You told me that once. I never knew the context of that before you told me. Perhaps there was a person you liked once who you never got to confess to. Was that why you never bothered how you felt towards Suga-san? Were you my version of that person? Is that all you'll ever be to me? The person I'd lost, so I'd be willing to take more chances? The warmth we had before. Friends. Honestly, I don't think we can call each other friends anymore. I distanced myself from you. I didn't share much about myself like how you did. The only time I got a chance to talk to you again, like we used to, was during your graduation, when you admitted how you thought I was cute before. Then, after that, just a day after, you and Suga-san got together. Despite all the pain and the heartbreaking fantasies, and the reality that I couldn't ever be yours, I wanted to be close with you again. I miss being your friend. I miss you more than anything. Was there a lifetime waiting for us? All this time, I've been yours. Tsukishima sighed as he folded the letter he wrote. His hands reached over to the table drawer as he pulled it open. There, he placed a sealed letter that he had written. A letter that'll never reach you. I hate that so much. Like, if he just told me, you know how fast I would have zoomed to Tsukishima? That story is heartbreaking, and I don't know how it doesn't have more views. It has like 500 reads, which is kind of just like, how? Because it's one of the best ink stories I've ever I forgot words, that I've ever read before. It was so good. I've reread this like 400 times, and I actually made like very little mistakes when I was reading that, so I'm really proud of that. Anyways, that was the whole story. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I enjoyed reading it. While it's also painful, I hope you guys enjoy, because I mean, apparently I just like posting ink stories on here, because I just posted a Hanahaki story for Todoroki yesterday where you ended up dying and Todoroki didn't love you back, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you did, make sure you subscribe and tap the notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video. And also, like the video because it does stuff for the YouTube algorithm. And comment down below some requests that you want me to do, because if you don't, I'm going to keep doing Tsukishima, which I don't think you guys even mind, because you guys really seem to like Suki. So I'm glad that my fans are Suki stans, because I am definitely one of them. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye!